Y'all, this is the case that's been haunting the music industry for months, and it just got so much darker. We're talking about the investigation into rising star David, a story that's already filled with unspeakable tragedy, but a grim new turn has emerged, one that nobody saw coming. And these latest updates might finally expose the terrifying truth behind the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the teenage girl found in the trunk of an impounded Tesla tied directly to the artist. And the most critical piece of new evidence? It allegedly reveals the identity of the last person seen driving that very Tesla before Celeste's body was discovered inside. This isn't just a detail, it's a potential smoking gun. Now, before we dive into these shocking new claims, let's rewind. You need to remember how this all began. That Tesla was found abandoned on September 9th. It was reeking so badly that workers at the tow yard assumed a dead animal was rotting inside. But when police popped the trunk, they found a body, Celeste's body. And in that single horrifying moment, a missing persons case snapped into focus as a homicide. So why is this all exploding now? Because the toxicology report, sealed for months, is rumored to be complete, and insiders are whispering it could completely dismantle the official narrative. But let's talk about David's actions during this time. When that car was discovered, David was still on tour, performing as if his world wasn't collapsing. He was on stage that very night, laughing, handing out laws, playing the part of the untouchable star. But days later, he abruptly cancels his Seattle show. Coincidence? Or was it the very same moment the victim was publicly identified, and the details that emerged were gut-wrenching? Celeste was 13 when she vanished, and only 15 when she was found. Her own mother had to identify her by a matching tattoo on her finger, a symbol she shared with David. Let that sink in. That single detail turned stomachs across the entire internet. Almost immediately, investigators and fans began digging through Discord servers linked to David's inner circle. And what they found was a digital graveyard of red flags. Disturbing photos with Celeste in the background, with members bragging that she was his girl. But perhaps the most chilling part? People online had been sounding the alarm for months. On Reddit, a user posted, "A friend's little sister from Lake Elsinore ran away last year. She was with him. She was in 7th grade." At the time, it was written off as internet gossip. But now, every single detail matches Celeste's timeline perfectly. This forces us to ask the terrifying question, was this an open secret the entire time? It gets more sinister. David's breakout hit, Romantic Homicide, was released on September 7th, Celeste's birthday. Fans are now replaying every lyric with a sense of horror, saying it sounds less like a song about heartbreak and more like a twisted confession. The court of public opinion has already reached its verdict. The comments are flooded with rage. "She was literally a child, bro." His songs seem even creepier now. And those words hit differently when you realize there's a mountain of alleged evidence. FaceTime screenshots of them talking, photos from 2023, and messages that all point to an inappropriate relationship. They've now released images of David and Celeste, who was believed to be just 13 at the time, with captions like, "Celeste and David, don't let me sleep." Every single image feels like a weight now that we know how her story ended. But the most bizarre, stomach-churning update yet comes from inside David's own Hollywood Hills mansion. Investigators reportedly found a Build-A-Bear certificate. It was dated April 21st, 2024, and signed with the name Esmeralda. Now, who is Esmeralda? Celeste's cousin, the same cousin who made the GoFundMe for her family. Let's break down this timeline because it's devastating. This certificate was dated just 16 days after Celeste was last reported missing, and it was from the exact weekend David was spotted on TikTok at Six Flags. This means that while Celeste was officially a missing person, she was still with him. And if her cousin was there too, It means someone in her own family knew someone decided not to call the police. A private investigator on the case said it perfectly. There were people aware of where Celeste was. They planned this out. If that's true, this wasn't just a runaway story. This was a chain of adults who knowingly looked away. So now we're left with the biggest question of all. What will the toxicology report finally reveal? The PI notes that other cases from that same September weekend have already been updated with causes of death, mostly fentanyl related. This suggests Celeste's results may already be back, waiting to be unsealed. If that report confirms an overdose, or, even worse, foul play, investigators might finally have what they need to name a suspect. But so far, radio silence. No arrests, not David, not anyone connected to that car, and yet there's that one damning photo still circulating. A shot of David allegedly handing cash to local teens, supposedly the same ones he paid for their silence. That single image has become one of the most powerful receipts in this entire investigation. So what happens now? Will there finally be justice for Celeste? Or will this just become another unsolved, tragic footnote in the dark underbelly of the music industry? Whatever the outcome, one truth is already painfully clear. She deserved so much better. Catch you in the next video, mic drop.